Hello, my little knitters. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. It's really hot in here. How are we doing? We're living life. Stop saying that. I'm trying to, no. I'm gonna cut this. We'll start again. Hi, knitters. How are we doing? We okay? We loving life? Good. How's your mum or dad, brother, sister? Hope they're okay. Love that. That sounded like a threat. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, if you're new to this channel, hello, welcome. This is Sad Knitting. I talk about knitting and that's about it. So, if you love that, then please subscribe, like the video, all that jazz, so the YouTube gods can give me some money or something. I don't know. But anyway, today I thought it'd be cute to basically, I get a lot of questions about how I knit so fast. So I thought it'd be a cool video to kind of show you how I actually knit and give you some tips to kind of speed your knitting up. However, I do think there's a distinction to be made. I don't think I necessarily knit fast. I think I just knit a lot, and that makes people think that I'm a fast knitter. So knitting fast and knitting loads are very different things. So anyway, this is how I do it. This is my role. This is how I jam. So as you probably know, there's two ways you can knit. Well, there's a million different ways to knit, but the main two that people kind of go towards are continental and English style. I'm an English style knitter, so I use my right hand. If you're watching this, it probably looks like my left, but right hand. Whereas continental people, they use their left, because lefties are the devil, apparently. So I'm a flick knitter, so basically that means that like when most people knit English style, they knit like this, where they have the yarn. They would, I need to do this like English style. So they'd kind of put the needle in, and then they'd take the yarn and then wrap the yarn around and do it that way, which takes ages. I don't know how people still knit like that. There's so many faster ways. So what I do is flick knitting. So I get my yarn, I tension my yarn like this, so around my little finger, and then I put it around each finger. So it's like that. And then I like to give myself a little bit of room. And then what I basically do is I just flick it, and you can get really fast with it. And if you look at this hand as well, I'm using my index fingers to kind of push the yarn off to kind of speed it up so I don't have to stop. It takes some getting used to. Oh, I dropped a stitch. But this is kind of my method. I remember when I first started to knit, I really wanted to learn continental because I was like, it's so much faster, not thinking that it's going to be slower for me because I've just learned it. So eventually I was just like, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to improve my technique. And you can also use different types of yarn and different types of needles. I think metal needles do increase your speed because it's a lot slidier. Like I'm racing around. Like whenever I've got like a pure stockinette round, I can just bash it out because it's just like glides itself, really. What I'll do is I'll give you a closer look actually. So this is the closer look. So as you can see, I've got my yarn, I've tensioned it. So around my pinky, around these, so kind of like, tensioning is not super important, just do it however you feel comfortable, but this is just how I do it. Sometimes I do kind of keep it a bit tight, and then boosh. So you want to just kind of insert and then just quickly flick it over. and I'm using the yarn tension here to pull it off my needle, so I'm not stopping and starting, and then I'm using my fingers to push the yarn off. Like, I also sometimes, if you bunch your yarn up like this, and then knit, you can kind of move each stitch, and it proper speeds you up. Once I get to the purl side, I'll show you how I do the purl side as well. I'm not as fast at purling, but the more you do it, the more you kind of get into a rhythm of it. So I wouldn't worry if you're too slow at the moment. Okie dokie, we're on the purl side. I'm making a vest, by the way, if you're nosy. This is the Tolska tee, I think. I'll link it below. So when I purl, it's pretty much the same principle. So I usually bunch this up. I'll have to do these. Ignore what I'm doing now because I'm actually doing a pattern. So I've got to do a purl and then a purl, 2 together, I think. It's really hard with this kind of thing. I feel like a robot. Ugh. So let me just get that down. Did I do that right? Yeah, I'll do. So yeah, when I purl, try and get you up close. Scooch. So I usually tension my yarn a bit tighter when I do a purl stitch. So obviously I'm just kind of like, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's pretty much the same kind of technique. You purl, and then I use my fingers to kind of, I use my thumb really to kind of get the yarn off. Like so. See, I'm not super fast at purling. I don't think anyone is. I think the purl stitch is one of them stitches where you just kind of have to accept that you're going to be fucking slow with it. Sometimes if you straighten it up, it does actually help. So yeah, that is how I do pretty much the standard stock knit and how I knit fast. If you are kind of wanting to knit fast, I would definitely look at doing flick knitting if you're an English style. Continental, I'm not too sure because I'm not like a massive fan of continental, so this is purely for English style. If you're continental, you're probably there already. I don't know. You probably could find a video on continental, but I'm just here for the English style girlies because I'm English. So, I need to stop saying it. It's stressing me out. But yeah, let me think of any other tips. Metal needles. And if you're practicing, I'd say do something that's in the round so then you don't have to worry about the purl side, and then you can just bash it out. There's probably loads of videos on flick knitting that you could probably find. This one's probably not the greatest because I'm terrible at explaining myself, but there you go. I made it, so you can't say I didn't try. I'm trying to help you girlies out, but it will take time. Just focus on improving your technique, and at the end of the day, it's not a race. It's not like, what's the rush? I say that to myself. No, I act like I'm paying late fines for my bloody projects. I'm like, I need to get this done now. But yeah, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, share it to your knitting group. I don't know, but catch you on the flip side, honeys. Bye bye.